don't care if you're Warren Buffett or if you're Jimmy Buffett, nobody knows if the stock is going to go up, down, sideways, or in circles, least of all stockbrokers.
Hey everybody, it's Lawrence from FinancialThing.com. Today is December the 22nd, 2020, and it is time for another Trading 212 portfolio update. Now, apologies, it has been close to about 3 weeks since I did make the last update, but I wanted to wish you, first of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate, happy holidays to you, and thank you so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed this investing process that I've been going through and documenting it, and I'm thankful to everybody that's given me a really good feedback and the thumbs up and the subscribe from the video, so thanks again. And it's been an absolutely rocketing time in the stock market at the moment. I would say at this time pretty hard to lose money. If you've been investing in stocks and you're in the negative, you're in the minority right now. Things are just going gangbusters, and the Trading 212 portfolio has been exactly the same, except for one new trade that I made in the last about a week to 10 days ago. It's not been doing very well, but let me show you. We've had some big changes in the portfolio since the last update. Let me show you some of the trades that I've made previously, and then we'll go through the portfolio and see how the individual shares are doing compared to my trusty Vanguard index tracker fund. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we're going to make a change here to the portfolio. You can see Apple here is up about 6.7%, but again, we're going for growth over the next year, and I think we can do better than Apple for growth. I think Apple is a great long-term stock, but I'm going to swing for the fences with this portfolio, and I've gotten a little stock tip, which I'm going to move this Apple money that we have. So sell Apple and also sell a little bit of Alteryx so we can create some capital to move into this next trade. So let's go ahead and sell off our trusty Apple. And it pains me to do this because I do love Apple stock, but for the entertainment of you people out there, this is what we do. We make sacrifices and sell things to try to get the growth. So let's go ahead and sell that. Okay, so we sold 528 pounds of Apple stock. Next thing I'm going to do is this Alteryx share, which had been doing really well, seems to be suffering a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and sell. Let's go ahead and sell one of these off. Just one share. Give us an extra 86 pounds to make on this next trade. There's the Alteryx trade. So that's going to give us another 114 pounds to play with on that. Yeah, and I think that'll do it. So let's go ahead and make the trade into our new stock for the week, which is going to be ACB. Now, this is a cannabis company from Canada. Normally wouldn't buy a stock like this, but I've been, again, given a tip. So I've got 642 pounds to work with on this trade. I expect this to be extremely volatile, that we're going to see some ups and downs, but it could be also swing for the fences. This stock at one point was extremely high. You can see May 9th, 2019, $115 US. So it's taken an extreme beating. It's not a huge company as far as companies go in the stock market, $1.5 billion market cap, but I really do think there's some growth opportunities here. And again, I've been given this stock tip from my very experienced stock investor who has been doing very well. So we're going to go ahead and roll the dice on this one, and I do expect some severe volatility on this stock, but again, swing for the fences. Here we go. Let's make the trade. We're going to do a value and put in what we sold out on the other stocks, which is 642 quid, 73.75 shares. Let's go ahead and make that order. And just like that, we now own Aurora Cannabis stock in our portfolio. Right here, you can see it. 73.94 shares, and let's just see how it does. Okay, so we're going to be making even more changes to the portfolio. We're going to cash out some of these smaller holdings that we've made gains on, take the profits, and swing for the fences with the oil stock. I've been told through a very reliable source that oil over the next 6 months is going to be making a run. And we're going to buy a very small oil stock. We're not going for the BP. We're not going for the Shell. We're going for the small boom or bust oil exploration company and try to hit a home run with this stock. So let's go ahead and liquidate some of these small holdings. We'll start with AbbVie. You've been good to us, AbbVie. You've made us 15.58%, but now it is time for you to go. That is gone. Mr. Google, same for you. Thank you for the 21.59% uptick. We appreciate that. We just didn't have really very much of that stock to make a huge difference to the portfolio. So we're going to go ahead and cash that out. And I hate to do it, but Logitech,
you're fired.
You are also going to leave us at about a 10.5% gain, which not sad about. So there we go. And I'm going to hang on to this C Unlimited for a little bit longer, and also the trade desk. I find it hard to pull the trigger on the trade desk, even though we just don't have a lot of the shares, but it's up 86%. So I'm just going to leave it in there a bit longer. Now we have a little bit more money to put into this oil stock, and maybe we'll make a couple of other adjustments, and I may even put some more money into this portfolio just because I don't feel like I have enough to work with at the moment. I have some extra pennies sitting under the mattress, so I may add them just to bolster the portfolio and try to again really go for some growth in this with this oil stock. So with the money that we've had from the sales, we're going to get some oil exposure in this portfolio. I think oil is going to be something that really excels over the next 6 to 12 months. Going to buy two different stocks, Laredo Petroleum, which is a U.S. exploration company. Not a huge company, market cap of a little bit under $200 million, but you can see they have a very low price to earnings ratio, 4.26, so I definitely think there's some room to grow there. And the other one that we'll buy is Tullow Oil, which is about a £250 million exploration oil and gas company. I wanted to buy Laredo yesterday and I didn't have time to, but you can see it's up 7% today, so I'm just going to put in about half of what I was originally going to put in today and buy the rest tomorrow, because I have this bad jinx that when I buy stocks, they tend to go down the next day. Maybe that's just a mindset thing. But anyways, I'll go ahead and buy about 210 pounds today of Laredo and 210 pounds of Tullow. Just see what happens. We may add to that as time goes on. As you can see, it's up almost 100% this month, so it's definitely been on a huge run, which I expect will continue. So we'll buy 16 shares, about 211 pounds. Let's go ahead and make a market order for that. So that is done. Okay, we are a day forward. We're going to go ahead and make some more Laredo Petroleum buy today. Let's go ahead and do that. We are going to buy about 200 pounds worth. So we bought yesterday and we're going to average it out. Let's do another 15 shares of that. There we go. Is bought. And the other buy we're going to make today is TLW, which is Tullow. This is again a pretty small oil company, quite high risk, 243 million pounds market cap oil exploration company, UK stock. So we are going to have some stamp duty on that. Well, let's go ahead and buy a couple of £100 of that, 601.2 shares. There we go. It's going to cost us £1 in stamp duty, thanks to the UK government. Love you guys. Sometimes with these smaller companies, there can be a delay in trading because the volume is not particularly high on the trading. So we put that buy order in, and we might have to wait a little while for that to fill. But no worries, we've still put in the order, so should be good to go. So we have another 254 pounds and 57p to spend in the portfolio. And I think what we're going to do is put that, I'm going to put another 100 pounds into Laredo Petroleum. Let's do another 10 shares at 156 pounds. So that is done. So as you can see, some big changes in the portfolio. I've decided to veer away from the dividend paying stocks, with the exception of leaving the Lloyds Bank shares and the JP Morgan Bank shares, but we got rid of AbbVie, which was up a nice amount. We got rid of the Google Alphabet stock, and we got rid of the Logitech stock and replaced it with ACB Aurora Cannabis. We got some oil stocks in there with Laredo, which is a US stock, and a very high risk play, Too Low Oil, very small oil exploration company based in the UK. Added them to the portfolio. Now let's go ahead and see how the portfolio is looking. One thing I did want to just say is I've added a little bit of cash investment wise into the portfolio. If you remember, we started at 5,500 pounds. Now the portfolio is at 5,792 pounds total investment. I had a little bit of extra cash laying around, so I threw it inside this portfolio, but I will show you the percentage gains based on this 5,792 pounds now as an overall number. But you can see here the portfolio is up 40.17%. So we've had a return of 2,326 pounds and 53 pence. And now it's just blowing my mind what's happening in the stock market. It's very, very abnormal. I think people are becoming very complacent to these returns. Believe me, this is not normal. It's not the way it's always going to be. This is a crazy year. If I compare the stock picking portfolio to the Vanguard index trackers, the index trackers are just not going to perform like this stock portfolio is, because number one, I've gotten very, very lucky with the picks. And number two, the index tracker is way more diversified. This stock picking method is way riskier, but we've seen some really great rewards from it. Let's go ahead and run through and see where we are with the individual stocks. Alteryx, which we did sell one share just to get a little bit of capital to buy some other shares, still performing well. Compared to last time, it's gone up a little bit. We're at 18.67% in the green. Aurora Cannabis is a new addition to the portfolio, as you saw before, and it's really gotten hammered. I'm on the definite red side of this trade. I almost invested a lot more into Aurora, and really glad I didn't, because right now we're 23% into the red. But I'm still going to hang on and see what happens with them. JP Morgan Chase has kind of been a little bit up and down, but still 9.49% in the green. This is a bank stock designed to sort of stabilize the portfolio a little bit. Laredo Petroleum, this is a US company, as I said, that we added a new addition to the portfolio. It's up 2.8%. I definitely mistimed the Laredo purchase. There was a couple of fluctuations in the price where I could have gotten in at a better price, but that's just the way it goes with stock picking. Sometimes you're going to get the timing right. Sometimes you're not going to get it right. I didn't necessarily get it right, but I wanted to add some oil stocks because I think oil is going to be a good play over the next 6 months. And next up, Lloyds Bank dropped a little bit. We were up over 40, way over 40% with this share. As you can see from the chart, we've gone down from a high of about 39p all the way, it dropped down to 32. So we definitely saw some drop off, but I'm hanging in there with the Lloyds Bank. I think that's a hold for now. Magnite, this has been the star of the show in the portfolio. Remember, you saw me buying more and more Magnite. I had a good tip on this share, and we just went with it. You can see here, up a whopping 92.22%. I had a good amount of these Magnite shares. I really kind of went boom or bust on those. You can see a 1,390 pound gain. And I believe this could be a share that hits $100 within the next 12 months. So I'm just going to hang on to it and see what happens. C Unlimited continuing to do well. We only have a small portion of our portfolio, 28.34%. Tesla, another star of the portfolio, do have quite a good amount of the portfolio percentage in Tesla, up 52.21%. Trade Desk, this is the regret that I had of the portfolio, that I didn't buy more Trade Desk shares at the beginning, because Trade Desk and Magnite very closely related in what they do business-wise. So it would make sense that if one's doing well, the other would do well. And we've seen a 100% gain. We've actually doubled the money. Unfortunately, we just didn't have much money in there. And then finally, Too Low Oil. This is our super risky, small UK oil and gas exploration company that we have 906 shares. They're pretty cheap, and right now down 10.29%. Didn't really put too much into Too Low. It's one of those shot in the dark shares that I don't really know how it's going to do, but if oil does what I think it's going to do over the next 6 to 12 months, then that could be a decent little diversification play for the portfolio. Again, the portfolio is up over 40% from September the 23rd to December 21st, 2020. Really happy with the performance. Again, obviously not the norm in the stock market. This is a very risky strategy. If you're thinking about trying to pick out stocks, just be aware, if the market was downturning, this portfolio would get hit very, very hard. But that's not the way it's been going so far. So how has our trusty Vanguard US Equity Index Tracker Fund been performing compared to our portfolio? It's actually been doing pretty good. In the normal circumstances, if I didn't have this single share portfolio that I'm experimenting with, I'd be really happy with what's going on with my tracker fund. So you can see here on September 23rd. So you can see here on September the 23rd, when we started, the price was £551.43. If we step up to December the 21st, it has gone up to £621.98, which represents an increase of 12.79%. That is great results for an index tracker, but if you compare it to the single stock portfolio, it's just not going to look as favorable. So that's going to do it for this update on December the 22nd, 2020. I'll be back with another Trading 212 portfolio update within the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, again, thank you so much for your support this year. I know it's been difficult. I hope you've enjoyed all of the information and the videos and the live streams. Please visit financialthing.com and check out the articles and reviews in peer-to-peer lending and general DIY investing. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out immensely. And happy holidays, happy new year. We will see you soon. Take care.